Market update for the 29th. Another crazy day of upside. It actually hit the target that I was talking about yesterday at 412. It went all the way to like 412.70. And talking about this pattern right now is going to be pretty fun because I'm going to show you a few different possibilities going forward. Both of them are valid. I'm leaning towards one of them based on one little aspect that we'll get into, and one of them is a bearish from here and the other one is going to be bullish, and so we'll have to see what happens on Monday, but let's go ahead and get into it. So we started around I think 406 today. We were up to 408, ended up going all the way to 413 almost, ended just below 412. And I was looking at this after the market ended, and we have let's go to the 4-hour chart, maybe in the 2-hour chart. So we have A, B, and this does not work anymore. Parallel lines are not working right now. So we hit the 1.61 fib. If we were to draw this line, we went up actually a little bit above it. And so then I was looking at, we know this is AB, and I had said in the last video this is ABC, except for when I draw the parallel line on it now, we get 1, 2, and this broke outside the parallel line, and that's my way of finding out if it's impulsive or not. And so I'm considering this impulsive now. And the only thing that I don't like about this structure is this didn't come all the way back to the 50% retracement, so it's almost like a fourth wave. But this move right here is impulsive, so you can't ignore that. And so you have to go with it. I originally had this as an ABC pattern too. Because this is impulsive, it really could go either way. But usually the C wave is 5 waves anyway. So based on this, I think it's going to end up being a 5-wave move. So if we were looking at this now, what would we expect? If you zoom in here on the 5-minute chart, we got 2 right here, and then again we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. We got our parallel line right here, clone it, and again breaks it right there. That's a 3rd wave, 4th wave, and it looks like a 5th wave, and we broke outside of the parallel line from the first part of the wave on the 2-hour chart. So we know this is the overall 3rd wave, and we're in the 5th wave of the overall 3rd wave here. So we broke outside of this, and so I'm expecting that to be the top of the 3rd wave right there. Let's go back to the 2-hour chart. This is the first option I'm going over. So if we know this is 1, 2, 3, then we can see where the 4th wave is going to go. 4th wave, since this did not go all the way to the 1.61 fib, the 3rd wave, unless for some reason it keeps on going on Monday, which I think that because we broke outside the parallel line, it's more than likely done. We should look for a pullback to the 404.37 would be my target for a pullback. And I like to use parallel lines again. Usually, a lot of times this will work out. You can go like this, and we would expect to hit that on August 4th. So that is actually Thursday. So it might be a little bit quicker than that, maybe not, but if we hit it by the 4th, That would be around 404.45. And then we can try to figure out where the fifth wave is going to go. And if we use this, I would be looking for a fifth wave all the way up to 425.56, all the way to 430.48. And that actually hits the top of this line that we have going all the way back to the top. So that is looking really likely, and if that's the case, as you can see, we'd have 1, 2, 3 touches, and then we'd have 1, 2. So where do you think the third touch would go for this? Let's see when this was. This was February 23rd, June 17th. So that's about 4 months apart. And like I've been talking about for a while now, October 315 target right on the parallel line. That's how I got my target for that. So just by this being impulsive on the third wave, it's kind of flipped my thoughts on where we're going to, because now I see this as an impulsive wave. Before, I saw it as an ABC pattern, and I saw resistance right here. And so I think that there is a good chance we pull back to 404, and then we go up to 425 to 430. And if you look here, let's see how far the first X retraced. It retraced all the way almost to the 0.78 fib. So we would be looking for possibly the same kind of retracement. And that's a little bit higher than our target, but still, the 0.61 fib is a very valid place, maybe a little bit higher than that. So with this structure, the target is 425 to 430, and time frame would probably be, we started on the 14th, it's going to be the 1st, pull back, let's see, probably going to be OPEX, so mid-August would be OPEX for 425, 430. And then instead we would fall off the cliff from there down, and that would be quite the drop in a month and a half. That would be like a 425 all the way down to 315 would be a, I don't know, like 25% drop or something like that. So that'd be pretty crazy. So that's the first option. Second option is, which I don't like this option as much now since we broke the parallel line, but it would be that we hit resistance here, and let's say this is a third wave right here, and we pull back and we just break the top of it. That's valid too, as long as we make a fifth wave and we hold right here. Maybe it's pretty quick. We hold 417.52 and then we start this. I don't like the ABC, ABC right here and just stop and then go down now, because I don't think it makes much sense anymore. But it is still valid. It could be bearish from there. It just kind of depends on what they want to do, really. But the more likely one is we go higher now. So you could actually even look at this like this almost is impulsive on its own, because we broke this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll see, but I think ABC makes more sense right now, just for the price target and everything. This C wave could be an extension. In rare cases, it can go all the way to the 2.61 fib. And again, that's at 443. I don't think we're going to go that high, but we're at the 1.61 right now. And we could go anywhere between this right here, But again, my target is 425 to 430. So that's what I'm thinking. But then there's another part that makes another scenario very valid too, and it's looking at the VIX. I drew this parallel line long time ago, and look at this. We basically hit it right on the dot today. And so if we're going to go to 425 or 430, we're going to need to pull back. So maybe the VIX comes up and then comes back down and hits it one more time, or we're already at the top and this is actually just going to be like a quick move higher, and we're just going to hit resistance in here and then fall, and we won't ever break 417.73. So that makes an interesting argument too, because you can look at it both ways. We're at the bottom of the VIX, but then this is showing that we could go to 425, 430. So we'll have to see what happens on Monday. If we get a pullback and it looks pretty corrective back to 404.50-ish, and we get an ABC pattern back, then I'm favoring the move higher. If we get a move back, I guess I'll have to wait until after the corrective pattern. We're probably going to get a move back to 404. Most likely, like in either scenario, it's probably going to happen. I would say we drop on Monday and Tuesday, and then we go higher after that, or we barely go higher and then we drop. So basically, I've been saying the whole time that we can go anywhere between 413.09 and 430 for a top, but these targets are actually more likely now. So that's the VIX. It bottomed out today, and then let's look at the dollar. I know the dollar is down a little bit. And yeah, see the dollar, like I've been talking about for a while now, is coming down here. And this makes it even more valid to talk about the higher price point for SPY, in that if the dollar comes all the way down to 404.72, then we have a very good chance of getting to 425 to 430. So we have the A pattern, A, B, C, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we got one more move down here to 104.72, and that, guess what that also will do? That will also, assuming that we get that and it holds all the way into next week, we should get a red candle on the monthly. So we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. Finally get my red candle that I've been looking for a long time, and then we can do our fifth wave, which would work out perfectly for this move down. So I am thinking that it's very likely we see 425, 430 as I'm probably 80-20 that we topped out here. So if we pull back to 404, if you have puts, I'd be looking to get rid of them and going long, and then you could put a stop loss below the 50% retracement, so 401.73. If you had calls and you bought them around here, you put the stop below this, knowing that if we go past the 50% retracement, that a 5-wave move is not really valid anymore. So that's how I would play it. I have some puts that I bought earlier that are obviously down right now, and I'll be looking to probably unload those based on what happens with the corrective move. But if we get to 404, I'll make profit on them, and then I can go long for this move if we get it. I mean, worst case scenario, we go on top of this and go to 414, 415 anyway. So summary, dollar probably coming to 404.72. VIX is bottoming out, but if we get that little pop up for the pullback in SPY, we can come down one more time as the dollar is coming down to 104, and that would take SPY higher, probably to 425 or 430. So that is the market update, and The forecast changes sometimes, but you have to do that consistently or you're never going to be a good trader because you're going to have too many biases. So let me know what you think in the comments, and how are you playing this? Did you make some money this week? Were you bullish this week? And what do you think going into next week?